welcome back to the second day of program Reconnect to Your Inner Net. This weekend, we are talking about correcting without hurting. And yesterday, we talk about why we get hurt or why somebody get hurt because of me. What do we mean by hurting? Then we talk about from where we count corrections. What is the best correct method we believe? And there we find that we believe the best correct method is from me. I feel I count everything from my side. I feel like I create this illusion in me that I am normal, and anybody who is not able to sync with me are abnormal. They are not right. I will not say they are wrong, but I will say they are not right, we think. And we work hard, we really work hard to make them sync with me. We think that if they are doing according to me, they will be happy, it will be correct thing. So in the second episode of this second day of correcting without hurting, yesterday I told you what type of here feelings I am keeping here when I am talking about correcting others. I hope you must have done your homework. Yesterday I gave you a homework to answer and re-answer and re-answer few questions. Question were like, what was my motive behind correction? Any correction incident which you were going through and which you were remembering and where you find that person other side got hurt when you corrected that person. So I gave you homework to check yourself. Do you find any other method you should have applied? And if you have answered this question number of time, what was your basic motive behind? And there, I think we find making somebody correct, we used to get some wrong motive. And this wrong motive goes there and hurt them. If my motive is very correct, I have seen people, they talk very hard, but they are not hurting others. That doesn't hurt. They are good in corrections. Their corrections are acceptable by people. They are leading big teams. They are good. Why? Because the important part, I need to see a few things in me. Whenever you just try to understand this thing, look, world cannot go without correction. We all have to go for corrections. All of us. We will give corrections, we will receive corrections also. So world will go through corrections all the time, all the time. Now, we need to understand how I can make a method where I can lessen this hurting part of corrections. Now, when I am correcting somebody, now there is one important aspect which was asked yesterday by somebody. I don't remember their name. The question was if someone has animosity with me, somebody has a jealous or hatred about me, how to correct them. When we talk about correction, we talk about correction with a purpose. It is when somebody is sitting to do something wrong consciously, then if you are responsible to correct them, then only you have to correct. A very common old saying is that don't try to correct the whole world. In fact, God is also not trying to correct whole world. God has to work with only a few people who are required to maintain the purity of the world, and they're working with those people. I just mean to say we need to be very conscious that what is my working material, and rest everything will become byproduct of it. Work for the main matter, and rest everything will settle as the byproduct. If you try to correct every person, one day everybody else, they will sit together and make you prove you wrong. So when you are responsible for corrections, then only try to correct people. Otherwise, somebody going on the road, why this person is driving wrong, why this person is standing wrong, you are wasting your time. This chapter is going in context with where I am responsible for their correction. My children, my teammates, my family, my relations, my friends, their changes are important for me. But still, due to some reasons, when I am giving them correction, they are getting hurt, and my relationship is getting little bored, means little ruined or something. So this chapter is in that context. You cannot correct everyone for everything. So just remove that thought from your mind that all are wrong and I will correct everybody. It is not possible. No one is perfect, and everyone has to go ahead, keeping all this imperfection in hand towards their own perfection. I am responsible for one person's perfection, and that is me, and no one else. I can help them, I can inspire them, but still, the best important way giving correction is most important thing, believe that everybody is correct from their perspective. The one important thinking in our mind. We have seen our seniors in Brahma Kumaris. They are very seniors. They are at the age 90s now, and they are our in charge. They are seeing third or fourth generation, and we are below half of their age. Then we come up with one idea saying, Dadiji, we will do in this way, we will do in this way. So you speak this way, and then I will call somebody like this and something. We make them understand. They never say that, no, I will do in my way. Sometimes she asks us that, okay, if I speak in this way, what will happen with that? Okay, okay. Means she accepts me that I am correct. And then she makes some changes. Then she says, okay, look, till now I worked in this way. Do you think I should change? If you will say I will practice, but this method has worked till now. So then it was left on my choice that I should accept, or I should find a near midway in that again. This is how they are holding many generations together. Correction is very important. But the most important is what correction you are targeting. What is your target in that correction? There are few targets. Person to person, it varies. You know, some people give correction to make instantaneous change in behavior or instantaneous change in work. For that moment, it will be corrected. And later, it will be back. So there are people who take such method of correcting people very short time correction. Some people correct someone else and they correct in such a way that the other person, they start thinking no problem. मैं हिंदी में बोलूं, उनके आंखों के सामने ये कर लो, पीछे कुछ भी करते रहो. They just change the presentation and that's it. They are not correcting for long time. People are even smarter than these correction making people. They feel कि okay, they like in this way, do it, and we will proceed in the other way. There are a few people who make corrections and they make change in attitude. They make change in attitude. And if that attitude has changed, the correction will actually go for long and long and long. And there are some people who change the belief system. You change the belief. And if you have corrected the belief system, I think your correction will prolong some births. Some births. Your correction is going to go end to some one birth, two birth, 10 births, 21 births sometime. Mm. So think for a moment what type of correction you want. Are you making a correction that momentary? That person is not very convinced here. The person is not very convinced in working. Just for the presentation in front of eyes, they are changing themselves and they are same behind you. Or just for the moment, you change they change their work and they are again behind you. They are mostly same. Or they have changed their attitude, which will go for a long time, some years. They will follow that same correction. And later, they will have their different attitude. Or you are inspiring the belief system. Try to get correction in that way. When there is a problem, when there is something wrong, there are three phases of wrong, or I should say three phases of correction. One is me who is correcting somebody, the other is someone else who is getting correction, and the third is work. Work. So, which is most important for me? I am correcting you for myself, I am correcting you for you, or I am correcting you for the work. And now, if you have decided you are correcting with which motive, you will find your correction is not going to hurt others because they will also understand what is going around. Yesterday, we got a question, and this is a very common question people say children doesn't listen to us. uh, mm, uh, Youngsters, they don't listen to us. They have their own opinion. They do not understand. They do not understand what we are saying. I really advocate youngsters all the time, always. I always say, think for a moment. They are so smart, they can understand technology. They are so smart, they can find good solutions, easy solution of big problems. They are so quick learners. They can learn different languages faster than us. They are academically strong. They are informatically strong. Why they are understanding so many things? Why they are not able to understand the small thing which I am trying to convince them? Turn your mirror towards you once. Is there any fault in my guidance? I'm not able to give them right understanding. I usually think those youngsters, they are able to understand so many things. If you find our youngsters, most of the new research, even in this age of infection, coronavirus is all means dominating everywhere. And if you see for researchers, all the cheap means low cost ventilators are invented by young scientists. Vaccinations are working, young scientists are working, students are working. Why they are not able to understand emotions? Am I not able to go that convincing to them? When I say about motive, I am correcting them. They are getting correction and the work in three things. Sometimes we have different motives inside to correct others. Now, don't take it otherwise. I know I am sounding little strong today, and don't think that I am out of this a chapter all the time. Even I also try to work on this chapter many a times. I also try to refine myself. But as I understand the theory part, I am sharing that theory to you. And I really hope this can go very practical in your life. You know, motives inside are very important. I am giving corrections with a motive, with a motive to show all the time I am very good and you are not good. I am trying to give you corrections with a motive all the time that I am perfect. I was very good when I was at your age. I have seen people saying this thing all the time. At my age, when I was at your age, I was doing this, I was doing this. Don't take it otherwise. I have seen people saying, when I was of your age, I used to go to my college by walk. I used to walk for some 3 miles for my college or school. Tell me one thing, if your boy or girl want to walk to a college 3 miles today, will you leave them to walk? Will you leave them to walk? No, you won't. If you, we used to say, these people, they sit with mobile phone, means many a times, we all the time giving corrections, we used to show ourselves very perfect. We used to do in this way. You are not, that was your time. And actually, if you remember, your mom was also saying the same at that time. These days, people come to me saying, please give correction to my children. They are very busy with phones, mobile phones. I really remember, when we were young, our parents have a complaint. These people are very busy with computers. Before my age, I think there was a complaint children are busy with televisions. Sometimes before 10 years back, their parents have complained that children are very busy with radio. Sometimes back, children are busy with theaters. So every time parent has a complaint over children for every new invention. If I am not wrong. Every 10 years we have a new invention, and every 10 years we keep saying children are busy with this. Say, for example, if your child left your phone, he is or she is no more busy with phone, he is not using a smartphone, nothing. And he sit with a radio throughout the day. Radio. So will you allow that? This is again not right thing. Change is important. Getting updated is important. Flow of time is important. Let the time flow. Correction doesn't mean pulling people back. Second motive, sometimes we try to impose our ideas on others. Do it in this way, then only this is correct. Uh, Working in a government company, government job is always better than private job. There are no universal things about that. How can you give corrections in that way? See, if nobody will try new thing, how this world will evolve? How this world will evolve? Correction doesn't mean you barricade the development. Correction doesn't mean that I sometimes we are correcting the other person so much that you are actually trapping them. You are actually hindering their freedom. And there you become a person of rejection. So, correction till the extent of well being is good. But correction hindering freedom, how to breathe and how to sit and how to wear and how to lean is also corrected, then it is not correct. When to eat and what to eat and how to inform, leave. So, correction, you cannot impose your ideas on somebody. If you are imposing your ideas, that correction always hurt the other person. That correction hurt people, you know. So, if you have a motive, if you have a pseudo ego inside, and that is why all the time I say ego is very subtle. If you have pseudo ego, what I think is correct, what I know is correct, you don't know you are knowing very small piece of information. You don't know. There is lot of information all around. So do not impose your correct people, but just don't impose your ideas. Even in team also, in your professional life also, we need to give some freedom or space to our teammate so that they can have freedom to explore things, freedom to improvise the way. Accepting newness is the basic feature of Brahma Kumaris, and that is why this organization blooms. Our daddies, they literally sit with us. They listen to our ideas. They listen so nicely. So nicely. We come up and we say, okay, daddy, these days we are doing online services and this way. Then she asks us, okay, how it happens, how it goes, how many people are attending. So many things they ask. They keep updating themselves. That is why we are getting associated with them all the time. All the time. We we wish to get one correction from them. They are appreciating us so much that the small 10 corrections or 2 corrections or 4 corrections they get actually means subdued with the loads of appreciations above. So that heartful appreciation that works, you know. The third motive, am I correcting other person to help them for a easy success? One is my motive is I am better, I am best, I am perfect, and that is why I am giving you correction. Or my second motive is I am imposing my ideas on you. Do it in this way only. Do it in this way only. And then I have seen many things in family, many things in family. Don't not to eat this thing with this thing. Not to eat, not to sleep this way or this way. Okay, fine. If I am not sleeping this way for a day, it's not a crime. It's not a crime. It's fine. Then coming third way, am I correcting them to helping them for a easy success? Easy success. This correction is always welcome. I have a care about you that your success could be easy. So, some of my ideas, some of your ideas, let us work together and find work for easy success. This is new method of correction. Working together for growth is a new method of correction. You know, one of our very senior dadis means she was our first administrative head. We used to say it, call her Mateshwari Jagdamba. She passed away in 1965 only. I tell you one important life turning. Now, the present administrative head, Dadi Hirday Mohini, she was a young girl that time, and she was called like Gulzar, and then Mateshwari Jagdamba. So she was elder. So this young girl has a duty to clean everything, cleaning daily, dusting of house. And being young, being little careless, she used to skip a few things daily. Today this thing, tomorrow that thing, and she will just skip few things. Now, the administrative head, she saw this thing. I am talking this 1950s. I don't think I was there. I wasn't there. So I heard this from our administrative head. So she was young and she was cleaning. It was nearly, I think, 1955, 1956 sometime. And Mateshwari, she was seeing, okay, she is skipping a few things. And then Mateshwari came with another dusting cloth saying, today I want to work with you. Let's work together. And both of them together, they clean the house. Cleaning the house, during the cleaning house, she asked, do you get bored doing this work? She said, yes. The young girl, she said, yes. I feel very bored doing this. I feel like this is a useless work which I am doing. So she says, why do you feel this is useless? She says, what to do with that? There is nothing. I am dealing with dust only, and it takes a lot of time. It was a big house, so it taking nearly an hour or 1.5 hours. So I am very blank this time, and I keep on thinking, oh, what an awkward work I got. So our Mateshwari, she said, okay, let me make your work interesting. She said, what? So Mateshwari said, when you work, when you clean this dust, they make a change in your consciousness. And for one room, you sing a song and clean it. The other room, you try to remember one point of knowledge and clean it. The other room, when you are going, think like I am walking like an angel. An angel is going to world. So change your consciousness. So the whole building has become like a drama for her. And every room was one act of that drama. And while doing all the cleaning throughout the time, now this girl was very busy thinking about all the drama, and she had every day she had a new stories. She was very busy and she was feeling happy. Consciousness changed. The- Instead of saying that you are doing wrong, yeah, we have to understand people get bored, people doesn't like it. People, if somebody eating, sitting in front of television, that really means something. They are more interested towards television rather than food. This was a question yesterday. Can I make food more interesting than television? Can I change the time? Maybe like that same serial or same thing which is very interesting. So that is coming at that same time. Can I change the timing of my food so that they can watch TV properly? So these are very important thing. Before giving correction, remember that the other person is very much convinced what they are doing. Mateshwari, she never rejected that girl. She never rejected Gulzar. She thought, okay, she must have some thought in her mind, and that is why she is escaping from this work. What must be? Let's make their work interesting. Easy success. Easy success. And, sometimes we can inspire people for a better result. Speaking and correcting, it's no more a method further. It's no more method. Inspiring and correcting is a method. I want to make them punctual. Am I punctual? I want to make them serious. Am I serious? Showing from my side is a big correction. Now, coming to another part of correction. I know today's session is literally heavy session. I will say don't take it personally, but take it personally. But I'm not targeting anybody. How much you want to take, accept that much only. You need not to make yourself heavy. But this all theories I have learned from godly versions. So this is my duty to share with you. That is what I am doing. Hmm? Now, then coming the second aspect, we have to correct three type of people in our life. One, youngers. Second, equals. And third, elders. Sometimes we have to correct our elders also. And all the three type of people, they're not going to get corrected with same method. No, we have to approach differently with these people. You know, youngers, younger than you, younger than you will always have one thing. If you are doing, I can also do. So, youngers, you just cannot speak to them. You need to inspire them. Inspiration will never ever come from barely speaking. You just have to inspire them. Inspiration means, uh, like I am saying, me myself, before getting dedicated to this organization, before having this type of personality, this type of hair, this type of uniform, I was a girl from a college itself. Our Didi, Means she was a dadi. I mean, she was one of very senior sisters. She never said, you get dedicated. She always told me benefits and problems. She always informed me benefits and problems, and every time she used to say, you are wise enough to decide. I know you are wise enough to decide. I know you are wise enough. And I was not sure what does she know about me. I am confused for myself. I don't know what should I do. And she says, I am wise enough to decide. You know, her faith made me decide according to her. She never told me to decide like what she want, but her faith all the time, faith in my intellect. I am sure you will decide very correct. I am sure you are wise enough. And that surety helped me to be sure that whatever I will do, she will stand behind me. So that is called inspiration. Inspiration. You know, if you keep faith in somebody, faith in someone when they are wrong, faith, the person who is wrong, many a times they know they are wrong. Many a times they know they are cheating. Many a times they know. Sometimes they even doesn't know. That time information is enough, they will change. That time they will never get hurt when you correct them. But many a times people know they are wrong. Instead, saying correcting them, we inspire them. Youngers, we need to inspire them. You know, there is a saying, when a man get taller, the ego get double taller. The more I get taller, my ego getting double and double and double taller. So as your age grows, your ego grows double. That is why we are not able to accept corrections. We get hurt. So for youngers, it is good to inspire them from your way of living, from your way of living. Our dadis, they will never say carry a notebook for with you when you go to the class. They will carry a one notebook, 1 day, 2 day, 10 days, 1 month, 2 month. How many days I will see, and after that I will also follow the same thing. I will also carry a notebook, a pen. They will sit. They will come before time. I will also come to the time. So inspiring for youngers, for children, for your teammates, those who are younger than you. Always remember they will follow you. Second, another important, very interesting thing, correcting our equals. Sometimes we have to, and sometimes we have to. But how? The only method to correcting our equals is to support them, working together. If failure is there, I will share your failure. If victory is there, if you want, I will share your victory. Working together. The feeling of togetherness will help them to accept your corrections very easily. Otherwise, this is a very difficult part where you have to give correction to your equal part, equal half. And this is the problem. Don't take it otherwise. This is the problem which comes in families for spouse, between husband and wife. They're equal. One person is not ready to accept other person's correction. Why? You're not sharing. Say, for example, I forget or you forget. Some tomorrow, some guests are coming and you forget. That time, me sharing that failure, okay, I'm very sorry, we forget. We forgot that you are coming. Just accepting, just sharing that failure help that other person to accept your corrections. If you're not able to share failures, you will never be given credit of victories, and your corrections will also be never accepted. Share your failures. Share your failures. Share other person's failures. By mistake, today you are late. By mistake, I have seen very good couples. I have seen very good teammates even. I have seen few teammates. I have seen with me also. I am also leading a team since few years, and I have seen our teammates. Sometimes I am late, and when I am late and I go and I say, I'm sorry, today I'm late, and somebody in my team, she very nicely smiles and she said, no, you don't know, sister, today I was also late. And I really appreciate, look how nicely she is sharing my failure. She never point out, yes, sister, we were waiting since long. Never. And then I'm ready to accept corrections from her also. These all things help us to make good team, you know. So correcting our equals. Then comes correcting our elders. Correcting our elders. Here, verbal correction works. But in which way? Information. If you have to correct your elders, just inform them. Leave after that. Inform and leave and never ever dare to revise it. Because as you grow, your ego grows. And as you grown up very much more than me, your ego must be bigger than me. So if you revise, it will be rejected. If you correct, inform, and you just leave it under that canopy of their ego, without showing that they are getting your correction, they will get corrected. They will get corrected, but you just inform them. Most interesting part is I'm speaking and I think my parents are here in this group. And I'm speaking this. So for elders, we need to just inform them. Okay? Now, the last thing comes. Correction is for growth. Correction is for growth, for correction making people and correction getting people both. Correction is coming for evolvement. Let us evolve together. Instead of becoming slave of our ego, or instead of fighting with my ego, or instead of fighting with someone else's ego, let us just overrule that ego part and just grow. We need to develop. Corrections are important. We have to give correction, we have to receive corrections. But this hurt is very bad part, which stops me to get corrected, which stop me to give corrections also. If I really want to remove this part of hurting, I need to clear myself here. The first administrative head, Mateshwari Jagdamba, she used to say, if somebody correcting you and it's not your mistake, by mistake they are correcting you, by mistake they are giving. So look, correction is an asset. Keep this asset with you. Someday it will work for you. Every time doing a mistake and getting corrected, why do you go for this conventional method? Go for a fashionable method. Get corrected before you do mistake. I like that thing very nicely. I use this thing. Get corrected before I do mistake so that I do not commit a mistake. And the other thing, before giving correction to anybody, I wholeheartedly accept them. What Didi Manmohini used to say, that why do you feel they will get hurt? I'm not correcting them. I'm supporting them for their growth. This is a family. They are my family member. If they will fail, I will fail. And that is why We have both have to win, and that is why I am supporting them. So giving correction is not just showing that I am better. Giving correction means I'm sharing your failure. If you will fail, I will fail. And if you have that type of motive inside, if you will fail, like we used to tell our children, if you will fail, what face I will show to my neighbors? So if you will get less marks, what will I say to our another brother or something? Try to see the pain of the child who is getting less marks. Try to share that pain, getting less marks. Not stick to your own ego. There are many people getting less marks. On the name of corrections, on the name of correct living, we have created very tight boundaries around us. And this is what called narrow mindedness. You know, correction is opening our heart, allowing them to invent and reinvent, and holding them from behind what God does with us. Giving correction is inspiring the person to change till their belief, not to repeat that mistake again. Instead of feeling a fear from you, instead of feeling like in front of you, they will be doing something else, and behind you, they will do something else. This is not good corrections. You can use these corrections, but these are not good corrections. Instead of creating a bossiness in their heart, instead of developing a fear, instead of developing a praiseful entity in their heart, try to inspire them to change their attitude, change their belief. Your correction will become immortal, and your correction will actually float from one person to another person to another person. And this is how, you know, these, what I say, great people are created. These are seeds of greatness. You know, seeds of greatness starts what is wrong and what is right. Actually, nothing is wrong. Everyone is right with their perspective. The day I understand their perspective, I can change that perspective and I can get them corrected. So, this is all about corrections which I wanted to say. I told you, acha, I told you, I didn't, I don't remember. Do you have some time so that we can meditate? I know it might be getting heavier today. So let's just fly off from this correction things. Go and sit with our loveful canopy of God, thinking that everything is right. So, do you have a time for 5, 7 minutes? We'll sit in meditation? Yes, or we can close here. Yes, we can sit in meditation. If you are here, good. Okay, so sit straight, sit straight, very comfortable as you do all the time. Keep your eyes on this point of light. Relax yourself. Feel yourself light, comfortable. Legs are very relaxed. My arm and trunk of this body is relaxed. Neck and face is relaxed. Relaxed breathing. And now Visualize yourself as a tiny point of light in the middle of forehead. Beautiful star, shining bright white. I am a soul. Now, today, we'll experiment in a different way. Instead of flying up, let's call God the Divine. Come down today. Keep visualizing the room where you are sitting. You are sitting in this room all alone. There is nothing in this room. Whole room is empty. You are the only person present in this room and the only material on which you are sitting. Now, start visualizing. I am a point of light in the middle of forehead. I am inviting God, my eternal Father, to this room. Before I host Him, I need to clean this room. As I have to clean this room, I have to clean my heart also. So just try to feel. I am a point of light in the middle of forehead. I, the soul, radiate white rays of peace around me. Just keep radiating. These white rays are rays of peace, rays of purity, rays of good wishes. I, the soul, radiating eternal love to everyone. Now, the whole room is getting filled with white fumes. I'm a beautiful point of light. Visualize I am radiating all my good wishes, honest, good feelings. All are good, all are correct. Everybody doing everything from their own perspective. All are children of God. I am child of God. I am cleaning this room, throwing away each sense of negativity out of the window. Visualize every piece of darkness is removed. The whole room is filled with white rays, like clouds. You are all alone in this room. And now invite God, my eternal Father. Visualize He, the most beautiful star, brighter than 100 suns, radiant than 1,000 stars, most loveful, almighty, point of radiant light, He is descending down from home down to this earth. He is shining right in front of me. He is in this room, just few feet away from me. Keep your eyes open and look at this point of light. I am a tiny point of light, and I can see God the Divine in front of me. Now, really try to remember how many times I was wrong and yet God saved me. Try to remember. You know that you were wrong many times. God never pointed you. He hid your wrong deeds and He allowed you to progress in your life. Looking at my eternal Father, think for a moment how many times you felt a divine support in your life. You felt that some eternal energies are helping you to withstand some bad situations. God was helping you. He was there with you without asking right or wrong, yes or no, without even recognizing Him. He Himself, without showing His recognition, He was helping you. Actually, what you are doing right now, you are able to visualize God. You are able to feel peace. You are able to meditate. This is a help from God. He is my Father. He is right in front of me. I have ultimate relation with Him. We are together always. For the time being, I don't know how I forget you. And now I am meeting you back. I forget you, but I know you didn't forget me. I love you, and I know you love me. God's love inspires me to make big changes in me. This is the right method of corrections. Loveful inspirations. Loveful inspirations. I am receiving God's light. Visualize. He is radiating all colors of rays, 7 different colors. And the room becomes very colorful. You are under God's rays. You are feeling safe. You are feeling happy and peaceful. Keep visualizing. You are absorbing God's light in you. God is right in front of you, in your house, in your room, your best guest ever, your best friend. Now, once I receive all energies from him, my most important guest, ready to depart. Now, this eternal point of light, God the Divine, giving me all the blessings with his rays, making me more comfortable. He is departing back to soul world, my eternal home. I say, see you. I will come home in some time. Now look towards your room. You feel a different serenity in your room. Vibrations in your room changed. You are happy. You are peaceful. Carrying God's love in you. Take a moment. Try to visualize. Check your feelings. Check your feelings and come back. Come back. So, thank you so much.